Yes, welcome viewers who are watching us here on our program. Watch, listen, and learn. So again, we are having Mr. Regan, and we are going to be sharing about self-esteem. Mr. Regan, you're most welcome.
Thank you so much
once again.
Thank you.
So today, we want to hear from you. Self-esteem. What is self-esteem?
I'll start like this. Self-esteem simply means the way one perceives themselves. The view from like how that person views themselves, including the strength, including the weaknesses, the whole overview of themselves. So that's how I can define self-esteem for people to understand it so easily. And then in self-esteem, I feel we can't self-esteem in its own term. If we give it like that, then we have not driven people to understand it fully. We can talk about high self-esteem, then low self-esteem, and then also the high self-esteem has its advantages and disadvantages, and then the low self-esteem automatically has disadvantages. So the perfect way to give the self-esteem, the high self-esteem, if not controlled or found a balance in it, it can lead to arrogancy, it can lead to narcissism. So I would say one should have a healthy self-esteem. Like, it should be healthy. One should find a perfect balance. When we talk about the arrogance and the criticism that comes with a high self-esteem, you'll find that, for example, you cannot be advised as an individual. That means for you feel your opinion is above each and every opinion. Then you don't care about other people's feelings. For you you don't give people to have an opinion in your life.
So you see yourself that you are the one who has everything.
Yeah, it is okay to feel that way, to know who you are, to find that place in you, because self-esteem has killed very many people. The low self-esteem, because of the experiences we have passed through, the homes we come through, the things we go through as individuals, the relationships, they kill the self-esteem, leading to making it low. So finding that place where you know who you are is a very important place. Because number one, like I told you, it involves knowing your strengths and weaknesses, your whole overview of who you are. One, you should understand you are an individual. You have blood flowing in your veins, and as an individual, you have the strength, you have the weaknesses you go through. So understanding who you are does not mean you don't have flaws in life, you don't have weaknesses. That's why I tell individuals that no matter what has happened in your life, you should not leave your place, because everybody has weaknesses. No man is perfect. They should never lie to you. You see the perfectionists, we see the ones that judge most, actually they're the weakest, because they don't know that as a man you have the strength and weaknesses that you have to go through. But when those weaknesses come, when the mistakes come, how you handle them can tell that really you know who you are. You get how you handle that broken relationship, how you handle failures in your life tells that really you have reached a place where you know who you are. Because it is very important. Failures should not discourage you. They should not keep you away from pursuing new goals, going into health relationships. So literally, self-esteem. Do you know who you are?
Knowing yourself is quite important.
Very important, that you can bargain for what you want in your life. That you can know that what I'm entering is a healthy or not a healthy relationship. Because firstly, you know who you are. You know your worth. Because, like I told you, people go into relationships because they don't know who they want to find validation. For you to enter, for example, a relationship, you should first find yourself as an individual. You should know who you are. You should not enter that relationship because you want to find validation.
Yes, Mr. Regan.
Yes,
there's someone who always know. I mean, someone can not know whether he has a self-esteem. There's someone doesn't know at all that whether I'm capable of doing this, I'm capable of doing that. How can someone be helped out?
Now, one man said that first recognizing that you have failed, it is that it only shows that you're the strongest person. You know, it is it is absurd when an individual doesn't recognize that actually they are weak in this area. Because number one, for you to heal from that place, you need to first know I'm weak here.
But if someone doesn't know that whether I'm weak or I'm not weak, he doesn't know at all. So how can you help him out?
That's the reason as why we are here to tell people of how to go about life. Because like I told you, for example, a child who is born from a family where they have been telling them you can't, you are poor, you be like this. Parents compare us. Why don't you be like their neighbor's child? Why don't you be like your brother? And they forget that each individual has come in their own domain. They have their own character. They have their own personality. Instead of discovering what an individual or what could be on this person's life, they want us to be like any other person. And when you start to be like any other person, then you start to lose it. And that's why you see people are now going to, I don't want to speak bad about makeup and what. If you put it on when you want to find validation, when you want to feel important, then that means you have come from a wrong place. It should not be, I'm putting on this makeup because I want more beauty. You should first find it in you, that you are beautiful enough, and then you come from that point. But if then you want to go out because you have put on that makeup, because that's when you feel you're beautiful, that's why we need to now work on that inner person to understand that no matter, you are beautiful the way you are, fearfully and wonderfully made. Because that's the inner part we want to heal. And so these parents or the environments, the experience, the relationship that we go through, they make us think that we are not worth it. You can enter a relationship and it's hell. And by the time someone comes out of it, they never feel they're important.
Mr. Reagan, there's something I just want to ask you, because we're running short of time. Do you think that the education system has helped someone to know his esteem?
To a higher percentage, it has not helped. Yes, we must know that it is very important to pass through school because it also plays a part. But that's why we need to engage people that are able to tell these students the way of life. Because me knowing how to solve a mathematical problem is not enough to when I get into the world. You need to enter the world when you know who you are, when you have built that thing in you. Because you find that in school they have focused so much on the syllabi of how things are supposed to be taught. But yet outside here life is different. But yet outside here you have to come and find your own niche, understand your purpose, and then run into that space. So I feel like it has played its part the way it was designed, but it is not enough to raise someone. So that's why we need counselors, we need people to speak to these students.
Okay, in one or two words,
Yes, please.
I just want you to look straight into the camera,
Yes, please.
and tell someone who is watching us here how can get to know his self-esteem.
Yes, one, you need, as an individual, you need to first know your strengths and weaknesses, and then allow to heal from certain things that you have gone through. Accept that these things have happened. After accepting them, then you give room to now to start the healing process. You could have, maybe the relationship had destroyed you, maybe the background you have come from, you have grown up when they are telling you can't make it, you have grown up when they are comparing you to other individuals and you feel like you're not important because other individuals are doing this and that and that. But you need to understand you are a different person, you have a role to play, you have a different domain, you have a different character and personality and things you're supposed to do. We all can't be the same, but you coming from the point of healing first, knowing who you are, first understand who you are. That mirror should not describe who you are. That makeup, anything that is additional to you should not make you feel important. It should first come from within you. You should feel validation first, you as an individual. Don't give any room to any person to describe who you are. Don't give any room to a person to give opinion over your life. And like I told you, should find a perfect balance. When you know who you are, it shouldn't lead you to arrogance and then narcissism, to feel like you are entitled, to feel like you can't receive any criticism, which is important. But you should find a perfect balance to know that I know who I am, and I know how I can handle criticism. I know how I can go about life. I know how to handle failures in life. You shouldn't, when you fail at one point, you shouldn't feel out of place, because you are first accepting that you have failed is one of the places that shows that you're strong. Because now you have learned lessons, now you go back and then you view how everything has been and then how you can handle life better. So self-esteem, I don't know, we can talk about self-esteem the whole day.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. So that one brings us to the end of our topic, self-esteem, and we shall be continuing this series. Watch, listen, and learn. And this is a program we do believe is going to change our lives and our country in the nearby future. See you